Oh, ladies and Germans, how you all doing? This is Connor.
It's the string rule, low.
And folks, we are here, back for more monthly tournament coverage, just that 50-minute mark over here. We are on Orsha North today, but Rang, who do we have? What are they bringing to the fray?
On the left-hand side in the blue, we have the good man Luna, playing 352nd Infantry Division, with a Maverick income, and on the right-hand side in the red, we have Syn123, playing 44th Guards, with a Maverick income.
So 352nd, we know what to expect here. Lots of ground sloggers, lots of ground pounders, PBIs galore. 44th, I mean, nothing too crazy at the same time. But of course, you know, my question's always going to be the vehicles, and we know which side really should be coming out on top of that, shouldn't we?
Yeah. It's, well, oh no, actually 352nd could perform pretty well. The Stugs are cost effective. You do have decent amount of anti-tank. And of course, the wrong problem with 44th is once you get later on of only T-34 or T-5 spam, it's just not as cost efficient compared to the 76s.
That may be. Forgive me, I'm watching as the MG42 and its attendant infantry starts to put down the hurt on this first charge. And that smoke grenades, I mean, you smoke him if you got him, and we're definitely seeing the benefits here.
Yeah, Superiors are going to be able to push on through. It's actually quite rare seeing a superior PPSH rush in this day and age. That's like some pre-release gameplay strategy, right? Yeah.
Yeah, but matching him up with the Ognomachiki, I think it's actually a really, really good call. How many other smokes? They still have a ton of smokes here.
They do.
I guess
using them quite effectively.
Yeah, I'm not shocked, but I'm quite surprised. Not as shocked as that PE2 is by that 88 firing at him. But regardless, we are going to see actually the 35S really starting to engage. And Ognomachiki, I actually kind of like this. But Ognomachiki and Superior for the front, for really trying to get in and take materials. But the Ognomachiki, that smoke utility is just so good.
Yeah, he's really doing a fantastic job of just getting in close and completely destroying the Germans. Yeah, of course, 352nd doesn't exactly have the best CQC lineup, especially early on with just these regular grenadiers. He's starting to take some casualties, and I feel like Luna will be able to shore this up. Oh, maybe not. It's still a hill position with the SU-152.
Yep. One thing we kind of failed to take into account there is that line of sight is still extant, excuse me. And it's fair to say that their grenadiers are not that great, but the Slosh Troopers are still there too. So let's not discount those from the CQC in that perspective.
Yeah. But yeah, both sides really just going for the opposing town. If we look down south, Luna are actually making some very good progress into that southern town. Getting a bit more of a beefier Scorchers, Grenadiers in there, and really not a whole lot of counterplay here from Syn. He's actually, the southern side from Syn is very barren. There's also a very good opportunity here for Luna to actually push down south if he was to be aware of just how lackluster the southern side is.
That's fair, but you have to watch out for the 45 mils though as well. This is going to still cause quite a bit of hassle. Ooh, TU2 to the north, so watch the northern town explode into fire. And I think that's at least 7 years bad luck as that church gets blown to smithereens.
Yeah. We've seen that huge Avtomachiki blob pushing on through. I don't feel like that Panzer 35S is going to be long and full as road.
He's not long it for some company, but I think it's too long before they're going to get there.
Probably some bad company, I'd think.
Yeah, till the day they die, which is going to happen pretty quick, I imagine. But wait a second, though. They only have the softballs, so
yeah,
there's potential to get away. It's not good potential, but there's potential.
I think if these Avtomachikis can get into the buildings, that will be another dead French tank 4 years too late.
You are correct, sir. You are correct.
That's a very good capture, yeah. Just coming in with the Avtomachikis now and the rest of the Storm Troop and getting blapped, that does put Syn in a very good position up north, but it's still only a 12-12. I mean, both sides of Maverick, so it's not a huge deal. I mean, I feel like Luna just needs to try and push a bit more heavy down south. Not so much far south, but just try to capture the southern town entirely.
And I think he heard you, because the Stormtrooper and a Grenadier squad moving on it. and there's really nothing there but a couple of guard squads 1,000 meters off on the wrong side of the forests here. And say what you want to, but the Superiors are actually outranged. Actually, wait, they're outranged, aren't they? No, they're not. For some reason, they weren't firing. There they are.
Too busy running. And now they are dead.
And with that being a 13-11, I mean, we are seeing the Germans definitely holding the line for right now. This martyr up to the north, though, is going to get taken out, almost guaranteed, by the Superior.
Yeah. That's the nice thing about the Superior PPSH is you just have some very cheap Panzerfaust which you can spread about in the forest quite easily.
Now, it wasn't the Superior that killed him. That wasn't the Superior weapons device. It was the Su-76 about another 1,200 meters in the direction. In fact, they killed each other. The tank destroyers had a mutually assured destruction. It was really quite mad.
Yeah, but we got more Superiors being brought in up north. It seems like Sinis is going to go for the heavy northern attack, but not far north. I think he'd maybe want to try to push the far northern hill and get a foothold, yeah, but actually send in the Superiors into the forest. Oh no, he's got more reinforcements, but once again, also into the forest, so I don't know what he's trying to accomplish here. There's not really too much more ground he could take in that position, unless he's trying to set up in the forest and attack north.
It's entirely possible. This poor Sturm Pioneer is going to get absolutely shreked. And yep, goes down from that PE2. Sorry, TU2. There's a lot of 2s on the map. I think it's got my TUs and my PEs and all those things just all over the place.
It's like it's too many 2s.
Exactly. Can't you call it like a TU3?
Yeah. Or 2+.
Exactly. Or 2- if we think it's not that great.
Yeah.
But Martyrs in the meantime, Martyrs at midpoint, with all the guard squads moving in. Yeah, this town's going to be almost impossible to take back without help from the Nebelwerfer over here in Phase B, or that off-map in Phase B as well.
Indeed, 352nd really does rely on good artillery spam, especially in these more CQC scenarios to try and push on through. I mean, also you got like infantry support guns, you got the IG-33s and B phase which are an option, but just throwing enough guard DPs in there, it's going to be an absolute pain in the ass to just fight that back. The regular Grenadier squads aren't that great, and 9 guys compared to 12 really screws you up in the HP game.
That does sound pretty accurate. We are seeing, is the SU-152 going to go down? I mean, we have 45 mils engaged in Mortar 3, and the SU-152 engaged as well, so Mortar 3 does go down. I think it was a 45 mil that killed. But regardless, not exactly what you want to be seeing here. Neither do you want that 25 mil to not be shooting down that BF-109. Very, very unlucky to actually not be able to get that kill.
Will 88 kill it?
For the PE2? Highly doubtful. Highly doubtful. I mean, again, that thing is for shocking. I mean, I don't really feel like that ever gets kills, per se. It's more to make them change their pants, from the Red Army to the brown pants.
Oh. He does manage to get a rain. We're seeing more German, French armour up north. We're seeing the Panzer B2 being brought on up. But yeah, once again, Luna needs artillery and a lot more infantry to try to get a foothold back into that town.
But he is picking off units here and there with that SPW. So that 204, the armored scout car that's going on there. He's going to use all of his HE pretty quickly, one imagines. But he's still getting a little bit of work done. The tiny shred.
Really does need to invest in some anti-tank up north. Or really some armor. I'm quite surprised he's not pushing harder for the northern hill. Like our Superiors are not really in a great spot.
Worth mentioning, off-map 152 down south hits the Soviet southern town. Gonna cause a little bit of issues here. Gonna get at least a pin, but... Oh no, okay, good. So we have the guards moving in. We have some other infantry going in that direction? No. Maybe trying to squeeze that off, but not going to get to see a whole lot happening there.
So counterattack pushes on through. Yeah, it's pretty much be a good cleanup here from Syn. Luna has not really devoted any resources down south due to just trying to deal with the northern town. And that's going to screw him over, because once you lose this southern town position, which is a very strong position, it's going to be hard to take back, especially with more Russian reinforcements.
You know, I've noticed that we actually haven't seen that much in terms of the leadership, and I was thinking about this with the last couple of replays we've done last couple of weeks here. Hasn't been quite the same emphasis on increasing that veterancy, on making sure, especially for the German kind of equipment here, gaining that extra kind of fighting combat strength. Soviets,
Yeah.
please go ahead.
No, leaders are just so important.
And it makes me kind of confused that we haven't seen that. TU2, I think, is also going to go down here between the BF-109 and the ground fire. Yep, there goes the TU2. So the bomber has had its final run over here. Of course, it is still 12-12, and that one BF-109 might bite the farm for the 25 mils. No,
Seems he's going to get out. Both of them do, which is a positive outcome, yeah, for Luna.
Oh, absolutely. And I'm wondering, it's a 13-11 over here, and it's largely because that southern town has gone back into Soviet hands. But I'm wondering, what is the counterplay for this? We're in Phase B right now. I don't see a naval warfare immediately being called out. There's the 380 off map, and there's the IG-33. Okay, there we go.
Yeah, really, Luna's best bet is, neighbor Earth in northern town, or just dropping some sort of artillery to get it back, and then maybe trying to push heavy far south and capture the hill entirely. He's probably not going to take back the southern town. That's going to be ready to entrench, and you're seeing some Soviet armored units being deployed here as well. But oh no, he's just going to nuke the southern town. If he can't have it, no one will.
And you know what? There's a certain level of petulance behind that. You have to almost kind of find affectionate. Like, I don't know if you can find just wanton destruction actually to be kind of cute, but it's like a tantrum. And I understand it. It resonates with me. I mean, I'm a middle son. I understand that. It makes sense.
He's not going to have anything to, oh, no, he is bringing up some stuff to follow through, but it's a Pinocchio tank. They're not exactly aggressive, to say the least.
No, not at all. But see how the shell fall happens here, because if he can kill the T-34, that's still a nice positive step for him.
Yeah.
And first round determines a whole lot. Well, first round hasn't done diddly squat, so I'm finding myself doubting that we see a lot more than just some panic here. I think you can tell a lot about the first round of an artillery strike. Falls off target by quite a bit. Not going to do a whole lot. Lands right in the middle of the greatest collection of enemy troops. Life's going to be good. See,
yeah.
Kill 3 models, but not really anything else. So
yeah. That's really anticlimactic, considering that's bloody 380 millimeters. Did really nothing apart from a nice little fireworks display.
Well, you know what? That's why the neighborhood for going to the northern town. So prepare to see the good old Neighborly do exactly what you wanted him to, which is destroy everything.
Yeah, and rough those neighbors.
Mm-hmm.
We've also seen slowly, I think mainly just the armored fire support here, Luna is, trading efficiently up north. The Russian fire support is kind of hard in that town position to actually bring up armor, because you can't really deploy anything on the other side. You see Su-76 getting blapped. Of course, Syn can fall back into the hill position with the Su-152 to do good work, but by that point, he's going to lose the town.
It is serious enough, though, that there's a TU-2 being brought on in. There's a PE-2 flying weird amounts of cover. The TU-2 is going to go down here. The question really is whether or not the BF-109 is going to fall. And like a G6, there goes the TU-2. And the 25 mils are running a little bit lower on ammo than I would like.
Yeah, they've been firing quite a lot, but also with the Russian 85, it might be enough DACA. No, not enough DACA. Another victory for Luftwaffe. Yeah, no, that's a heavy investment down south there from Luna.
Also, I want to make a quick call out. There's a naval strike going after the anti-aircraft, and there's the other 380s actually been called to the northern side. So watch another barrage here happen. The question is, where's that barrage, and what's the efficacy of it?
Yeah. Yeah, I'd be curious to see how effective a sniper rifle strike be on the anti. I don't think it's a terrible move, considering he is actually trading pretty efficiently in the town.
Well, the first rock is pretty good. The second rock's not too shabby either. Doesn't get the kills overall, but not the worst.
Yeah.
Not the worst. But
No.
the fact that I'm saying not the worst doesn't tell you really a whole lot. Southern side, by the way, we are going to see another 152 is engaging all that German infantry running on forwards. Just at the same time, the 380 up north is going to drop. So we're going to see about a couple of seconds within each other.
That's just perfect timing, and also just how Lunar is maneuvering his troop. He's just gonna get completely blapped, and we can test the theory. Whether we can tell if the first shell will bugger everything up.
Well, the 152 as well. I think the 152 gives you actually more bang for your buck.
Yeah, it does better coverage. And if infantry, if you get hit by 152 or 380 mil, you don't really know the difference. You're dead.
Well, the first one lands within the greatest concentration. We have the northern side. Northern side, there we go. First 2 shells will take out 2 squads of infantry. Forces a lot of that stuff pinned down. Far better thing.
Yeah, it was much more efficient, but once again, Luna doesn't really have anything on standby to counterattack. He's going to be able to clear the point and get some troops here, but nothing immediate to finish off the Soviets, which would be a more ideal scenario.
Wait, finish off the Soviets? I thought there were no Finns. I thought these were the Germans. I'm just prepping for when the little con comes around, at some point. Automachikis, though, are going to find actually at these Grenadier squads, going to take out 1 squad of them, and the Automachikis behind the front line, that's going to be pretty brutal. Second,
yeah, being very cheeky.
Second or third barrage coming down to the southern side. I don't know. I think it's the second one. Yep. Okay. There's the thing. Sure, you pinned him down, but you haven't taken a single model. There we go. 1 model.
And nothing immediate once again to really counterattack. The Pioneers are slowly dealing with the Automachikis. The Syn's forces in the southern town are heavily depleted, and the infantry could probably just walk on right up here.
Another Nebular barrage pins down, takes out one of the 25 mils, excuse me. Same time BF-109 comes on in. Does some really nice dropping here. 3 Pioneer squads. This could be enough to take the Northern Force, but we're sitting right now at a 12-12.
Yeah, it's very back and forth, and you're all getting into the height of B phase here. And then once we get down into C phase, the aggressive action will probably slow down for. But it's honestly a very interesting match of Orsha North. As no one's pushed us the far hills, it's been completely quiet, yeah.
But you have to appreciate that, because all we do is lament about how just annoying that play is when you're edgelording the entire time. It feels like both sides had this kind of gentleman's agreement that that's really not the most important thing.
Yeah, we just have a tale of 2 towns.
You're absolutely... You know what, Rang, it's as if you've titled the video about just right there.
I know.
As both of us posed a tale of 2 towns. Which would be kind of a Dickensian move. 3 Pioneer squads, Northern Force, though. I think this is going to be very telling about who controls the northern side for the next long minutes.
Yeah. We're just seeing, Syn is mainly just deploying all his infantry in that forest, and it's a good position for the infantry themselves defensively, because you can spread them out, you got the cover, you can use that to attack the southern town, but you can't really move anywhere outside of that forest. Like I keep lamenting, he's not being a bit more aggressive in the far northern hill, devoting some infantry to go up the air, and then just finish off that position. You get the high ground, you set the anti-tank guns up, and then you just start blasting.
Yep. Oddly enough, 352nd is not generally where I'm like, yeah, crazy good infantry. But at the same time, it feels like the infantry fight has been far more successful for them this time around.
Yeah, they've just been using the regular Pioneers, which aren't exactly, in terms of the infantry power creep now, HST2 has gone under. They're not the greatest thing in the world, but they're still pretty damn good for 25 points. They got long-range capabilities with machine gun. If you know how to micro the, satchel charge grenade, Gebettelundung, which I really know how to say by now. I've been doing this for 5 bloody years.
As long as the war.
They can come in pretty clutch. Yeah, it has, actually.
Look, just checking real quick on the southern side. It was an SPW that's just for some reason like, yes, I feel like my fire needs to be lit right about now. As Molotov cocktail to Molotov cocktail gets thrown at them and finally takes it out. But I don't know. It feels like the 44th over here is starting to really lose its momentum.
Yeah, I just haven't been able to really. This has just been a battle of trades, and Luna's just been trading more efficiently, really. And yeah, I've seen down south the Pioneers managed to get their Satchel Charges off as the tanker doesn't need keys out of here. Spicy drinks, which they, can't share to their German comrades.
There's been a second naval buffer being brought out, and we haven't called that out here, but we're getting a little bit of just a lot of, well, a little bit of a lot of. There's been a fair amount of barrages, some to greater effect than others, but for the moment, there still is, I think, greater utility happening here from Luna's everything.
Yeah, and also just look at Syn's central position. He has a lot of armored assets here. He's got 2 Su-152s, 2 T-3045s, but they're nowhere near the actual action where, decisive battles are being fought. If he was to commit this armor and maybe try to do just a, right down the center push, which is the scariest thing to do in Orsha North, he could probably make some good headway, because no one ever expects the far central push, or the central push. It's too far gone.
Exactly, but that kind of inquisition is, always motivated by fear, surprise, and some other fancy red clothes. So, which ironically the Soviets in fact do have.
Yeah.
We're starting to see some edgelording here. At the same time, 152 is going to drop on that Pioneer collection. So first shell. Oh yeah, that's gonna be a spicy shot. There we go.
Yeah, you go. Your hypothesis is correct. Honestly, that's a good theory. I think it's somewhat hard-coded into the game.
And if it isn't, it probably is somewhere. Funny thing is that the guard squad behind enemy lines here is actually get picked up. Almost get picked. Yeah, he gets picked up by accident.
So yeah, what are the Russians doing here? Another naval strike.
They're just trying desperately to pick up these anti-air positions.
Yeah.
There we go. So it's taking 3 or 4 barrages to actually pick up one position here, but hey, it gets the kill.
Yeah,
it gets the kill.
It's been, once again, of course, rocket artillery as anti-aircraft use is always hit or miss, but these naval efforts have been on point. And it's also been allowing Goodman Luna to actually utilize his BF-109s, which have been coming in pretty clutch.
Yep. Now, down to the south, the force is starting to go the way of the German Empire here, as more and more pioneers just come on charging on through. And it's been a surprisingly good showing for them. We're so used to just seeing Sturm Pioneers with all the flames and all the, the fury and all that kind of stuff like that. But no, some good old-fashioned high explosives. Get you where you need to go, man.
Now, pave your path through death and destruction. And once again, since it's not really utilizing, fire support effectively with his infantry, they're pretty much just fighting all alone. I mean, if you look down south, there's 2 T-3045s, just east of that town. And they're not contributing to his battle at all.
I mean, he does have the 76-2s that are starting to kind of, do some indirect fire, but they don't really have a lot of HE. And they're not the most accurate of weapon systems.
No. And we just have, the horde of Germans pushing through, and 2 Ogmenshikis holding that little farmstead. Probably not for long.
No, you're right. Now, we are starting to see the occasional T-30-45 engaging some, PBIs here. The Stug can see them, can't he? He can. Can he hit, though? And therein, as the Bard would say, would be the rub. Coupling the fact that there's still a Pac 40 who's just kind of sitting in that nice little forest over here and gun jammed. Wow. Okay.
Oh.
That'll happen too.
That's how it be.
But it's 13-11 over here. It's 13-11, but no one's losing, which is a strange take.
Yeah, it is. It must be just slightly bugged, but I don't think the replay is completely crapped out yet. It's just some weird visual bug, because Luna is was losing points.
Yeah,
I did see it move.
Curious.
I think
We are seeing the occasional T-34-85 being a little bit more efficacious, but just not enough.
no.
No. And more barrage is going to get the Su-152. And this guy's got taken out by naval warfare shot. Wow.
That's what a way to go.
Dude, if you're going to go out, you might as well make it spicy.
Yeah. And we're just looking at the field, Luna just has much more equipment. You know, and equipment actually affecting the front line on the field. Oh, B3 being brought out. He's going to go for the T-34.
Oh, that's the Mighty Duck right there, man. There we go.
Wow, gets the kill. It's rare to see a B3 these days.
That's true. That's true. And I was almost say that it's going to be even rare to see him come back out the other side because of that duck hunt, but not the case here.
No.
No, but I think as you can start to see it, the Soviets are running out of everything that's really quite important. Jagdpanther, in the meantime, going to start to engage the T-34-85. And let's remember here, folks, both can be killed. One kind of imagines that the Jagdpanther should be able to get that shot. Yes, he gets the kill there. And at long last, the last 37 mil up to the north is completely repositioned. But still almost gets taken out by accident.
Damn, just that one stray rocket actually landing on target, yeah.
And that's the thing is that at this point, I'm just checking back in over here, there really should be a lot more anti-air that could be brought out. But with that devastatingly poor income for this particular phase, what are you going to do? Like, do you throw in infantry, or do you actually try to fight that anti-air power? And you need the anti-air for the actual air power, but you need the infantry to protect them. So it's a very, very odd catch-22.
Yeah, that's a problem once you get to this phase. Important assets like you can't afford to lose because once you get to C phase for Maverick, you're mainly just spamming infantry on the front line because it's the cheapest, easiest way to hold on to the front line. And just if you zoom out, it's just so much more blue equipment on the field now. Like, I'm gonna bet the KD will be quite crazy here for Luna because he's just been trading so efficiently.
Well, and down to the south, the last kind of stronghold over here of Soviet equipment is getting picked off. It's a sniper and an anti-tank position, which is not really that pairing you expect to see. It's kind of like when you have macadamia nuts and peaches.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I guess, but that's really not what you want to have in the front lines. Or the front lines, if it's the peaches and the pistachios. But that's a different discussion. It's a different channel as well. And Syn says, you know what, man, forgive me, I give up. And I think, yeah, there you go. Geez,
yeah,
rather hefty difference.
I'm not too surprised by it. And then looking at kills, 45 mil doing decent.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing else really on the Russian side.
We had one of the fighter bombers doing okay. Shocking. There's really not a whole lot overall. I mean, there's the one martyr that was up north that killed the 152 off map, the 3 Desonikis. Oh, he killed both off maps. But, nothing too crazy over here from Goodman Luna.
No, it's like a very classic, infantry division and, standard, no fancy mountain or shock troop infantry, just standard infantry slugfest. And Luna just treated more efficiently. I mean, Syn really buggered up with his utilization of, or non-utilization of all his armored assets, which didn't contribute to the battle, and that definitely screwed him over at that.
Mm-hmm.
Luna managed to, even though he has really crappy tanks and vulnerable tank destroyers, they were on the front line providing fire support and allowing the infantry to push through.
Exactly. So really well played over here for Goodman Luna. Unfortunately, Syn, despite having I would argue some pretty solid material in the beginning, did not quite get what we were hoping to see over there at the end of it all.
Indeed.
But any final thoughts, sir?
No.
Well, folks, in that case, then, that's going to be it for us today. Until next time, of course, I'm Conor Work.
I'm Rangaroo. Take it easy.